Hello, in this video I will show you how to move your Blazor project from .NET Core 3.0, 3.1, probably 3.1, right, to .NET 5. It can be very tricky and you can find these sort of documentations which are supposed to help you but they don't really help you, and I personally find them quite useless. But I do have a way to make your life a lot easier when moving these projects. Obviously, first of all, what you want to do is you want to install .NET 5 runtimes, that SDK thing, or the hosting bundle if it's your server you're dealing with. And once you have that, your .NET 5 project should be able to run. Now, let me explain this sort of a screen split arrangement. So on the left, I have a real site, sort of real, it's not live at the moment, but it's basically a simple Blazor website for my date picker library, my Blazor date picker library, which is actually available on NuGet. So we have that site and it hasn't been renewed yet. It's still on .NET Core. Okay, it's still on .NET Core. If I go into properties right here, this is the first thing, sort of first thing that you need to look for to change. Okay, so we see .NET Standard, right? .NET Standard. It's a .NET Standard, so it's sort of .NET Core-ish kind of a thing. But this is a client-side Blazor, right? This is the normal WebAssembly Blazor, which you like to use. And it's on .NET Standard. So obviously, the first thing you have to do, you need to move to .NET 5, right? That's what we need to do. But if I expand this, you can quite clearly see I don't have it. I don't have .NET 5. And that's troublesome, right? I can't change it through here. So where do I change it? Now I'll have to go into the project. Okay, so this is the first thing we're doing. We need to change the whole framework arrangement. And then we'll get into details. Okay, so we have edit project file. Okay, edit project file. I'll go in here and through here I will change it. But I don't really know what to put in and where to put it in. I have no clue because I probably don't have any documentation and I could spend probably hours looking for it. Maybe it's somewhere in one of those forums hiding somewhere. Who knows? Who knows? But there is an easier way. In my little screen split here, I have on the right a brand new Blazor project. Okay, it's a new Blazor project. I created from a new template. It's obviously an empty project, but it is a new one and it runs. Okay, it runs. You obviously need to first test it if the new template project runs, otherwise there's probably something wrongly installed. The framework itself probably wasn't installed or wasn't installed properly, that SDK thing, that runtime thing. So you need to test if it runs. Okay, now if it runs, you can trust this project and you can simply copy everything from this project and that's it, you know. You do have to be obviously careful and know what to look for, but first of all, back to the framework, I need to go into edit project file, I believe, yes, edit project file right here. And this is the good one, and on the left, the old one, the bad one, is the bad one. Okay, so mainly what you need to change here is these things. Okay, these things we need to change. Now, these things will come from NuGet packages, and we will look at that later. That's a additional update, right? But you need to change this. But that's not all, actually. That's not all. And I show you what I missed previously in one of these changes, moving things. So first of all, we copy target framework. Okay, we copy target framework and we replace it like that. Okay, so now we have target framework and you might think we're good to go, we can leave. But no, unfortunately no. We still have to change this SDK thing. Okay, they changed it. Okay, they changed it. Now you see, the new one, the good one, is SDK Blazor WebAssembly. The old one is SDK.web. So obviously it doesn't make sense. It needs to be the good one, the new one. If you don't change it, you'll get some nasty errors, and you'll basically have no clue what's happening from those errors. They're quite useless, as they usually are when you're dealing with these things. But anyway, so we have this, we changed it, that's perfect, right? But it probably won't run yet, okay? It probably won't run yet. There are several things you can look for. First of all, you can look at the imports, okay, at the imports. Now, I actually done this a few times, and I know what needs to still be changed for it to work, but let's go through it bit by bit, okay? So we have imports. I go into the new imports, and what I do is I copy from the lowest one, basically from the lowest one I want to copy. I don't want to copy Blazor App 10 because this one is not Blazor App 10, it's Blazor Date Picker Site, the project. Okay, so I don't want to copy the bottom ones, just the top stuff, right? Just the basically generic stuff. And I copy and I replace that, and I didn't copy actually. For some reason, let's see if I can copy again. Let's try that. Okay, now you see these have changed and there are more of them. So makes sense that something was probably wrong. Also, you can see this virtualization thing is now added, so we'll need to update the NuGet package. And virtualization is a great thing. You can watch my video on what it is and how it works and how to use it. It's on YouTube available now. Okay, so let's move on. We have this sort of fixed, okay? And actually, after this, we can get into the NuGet packages. I will show you a few other problems, and I'll probably launch it and show you some errors. Let's do manage NuGet packages. Okay, manage, and as you can see, as you can sort of see, we have a bit of a problem. We have 3.2, but that's not the whole arrangement of problems here. Now, if I go into Blazor app.10 right here, it's not .10, it's 10. Okay, we have some things installed, but these are only 3 things. Now, if I expand this a little bit, probably this one, like that. Okay, just a little bit. If I try to expand it, let's see what happens. You can see right here we have 4 things. Now the first one is Blazor Date Picker library, so that's my library. There's no need to change anything in that one. But we have this WebAssembly components, WebAssembly, and then we have WebAssembly build, and then we have WebAssembly dev server, and we have this JSON thing, right? Now let's compare that to the new one, to the good arrangement. See, where did it go? Where did it go? I expanded a wrong thing. Now, it's not very easy to work with a split screen on one single screen. I do have a second screen actually, but filming it wouldn't be a very good idea. Okay, so what you see right here, see if I can expand it maybe even more. Okay, we have components. Okay, components. Some reason I can't see it anywhere, but we have WebAssembly. Okay. And we have dev server, and we have JSON, of course. Now remember, in the previous one, in the old one, we also have the build, okay, the build. Now, which one is the build? Let's see if I can expand it once again, or not. It's not very smooth, this arrangement. So we have build, and we don't need build. We don't need any more. And as you can actually see, I can go into build. The latest version was actually preview 6, so I guess we decided to remove it for some reason where they like to change these things around. It's kind of annoying at times, well, most of the time when you have to switch from one version to another. And now at this point we have everything correctly, so I'm just going to go into updates and update it all at the same time. Okay, I click OK. I accept, of course, and it will be hopefully updated, and hopefully it will work quite perfectly. And as you can see, we had that visualization error, which now disappeared, which is a great thing, right? It has now disappeared, and actually I'm going to launch it. So on this occasion, you can see my site is actually fully functioning. It has loaded, and we can get back to the Visual Studio, and I'll try to explore as to why it loaded properly right away with no issues. If we go to Program, everything is actually set quite well. Okay, we have this. I want to explain something just quickly and we will wrap it up. We have this app, okay? It's app. Now remember, it's app. So if I go to index.html, okay, we have app right here. Okay, remember, this is quite interesting. This is app, okay, and this is app, okay? So this looks for this particular element, not for its ID, but the new version, if we look at the new version in the program.cs, if I can actually look at it, you can see right here, it has a little hashtag, which means it looks for the element which has an ID app. So not necessarily app element, but element with app ID, okay? And so what can sometimes happen, if you start copying from, say, program.cs, you copy that and you paste that, it will not work because originally this app has no ID, okay? And therefore the program has no idea. So that's why it can sometimes fail. Now, to fix this, we can go to here. You don't really have to go to here, but you can see right here in this one we have ID app. So you would just paste it right here. But since it does work, there is really no reason to change it. Now, if you're not really familiar with Blazor, you can take a look at my course on the Confucian Solution Learning Platform. There are some great deals these days. And you'll be able to also submit assignments for my review, unlike other platforms where you can only basically make those assignments for yourself. Okay, take a look at my course and my Blazor course, also at my API development course. It kind of goes along together quite well. Also check out my other videos, subscribe to this channel, and do support this channel on Patreon, where you'll find the source code for the videos, and you'll find some great deals on my courses. And with all that said, we will conclude this video.